Unfortunate and distasteful. South African Civil Aviation Authority condemns passengers' unruly behavior. So reads today's News 24 headline. After what News 24 described as a full report, the South African Civil Aviation Authority has condemned the unruly behavior of Nobs Mkhize on a Fly Safair flight from Durban to Cape Town on Boxing Day, December 26, 2024. Her crazy behavior, including assaulting flight crew in at least 3 recorded incidents, as well as racially insensitive comments about colored South Africans, her belligerent behavior, endless stream of profanity, entitled attitude, attempts to name drop, including that of her deceased father, and finally describing herself as the entitled patronage puppy she appears for all the world to see as, "I am an ANC bitch."
I'm an ANC bitch.
Wow. All of that has got her in hot water. While her vile slur was meant to come off as an insult towards the flight attendant, on social media it has taken a life of its own and now reflects on Mkhize far more than her target. You see, now Nobs is known as the ANC bitch. Ouch. That did not go the way she intended, eh? Civil Aviation Authority Director of Civil Aviation, Poppy Koza, informed the media that Miss Mkhize's conduct was unlawful in terms of Section 135 of the Civil Aviation Act of South Africa. Her unruly behavior is a punishable offense that can lead to imprisonment of up to 6 months. For her part, after the flight, when first contacted by media, Nobs claimed she had no idea her actions were criminal. Who in 2024, other than a 6-year-old or someone with diminished capacity like, say, Joe Biden, does not know that disobeying and interfering with orders from cabin crew is a violation of civil aviation laws and can result in a fine and jail sentence? Seriously, such misconduct is near universal around the globe in its criminality. She endangered every single passenger with her reprehensible conduct. And it went on and on and on. But don't take my word for it. According to Poppy Koza, the incident aboard the aircraft was unfortunate and distasteful as it sought to undermine the safety of passengers and crew. Spot on, 100%, as South Africans like to say. The South African Civil Aviation Authority unequivocally condemned the incident and emphasized the regulator's zero-tolerance stance against passengers who assault, threaten, intimidate, or interfere with airline cabin crew. Poppy Koza said that it must be noted that cabin crew members are licensed as safety officers under the civil aviation regulations. Their primary duty, therefore, is to ensure safety protocols are always maintained, as well as the comfort of passengers. Not, "Get my drink, bitch! Serve me my drink, bitch!" which is what Mkhize repeatedly said on the flight. Unruly behavior, nuisance, disorderly, or indecent acts on board any aircraft endangers the safety of both the aircraft and its occupants, and this cannot be tolerated. 100% in agreement with the Civil Aviation Authority. Now, folks, at this stage, we've now seen over the course of 4 days since her behavior, number one, the South African Broadcasting Corporation, her state-owned employer, condemn and disavow Ms. Mkhize. The ANC immediately distanced itself and initiated investigation to determine if, in fact, she is a member of their political party as she claimed on the flight. The Democratic Alliance has condemned the incident. The Patriotic Alliance has condemned it and promised to file a criminal complaint against her. Fly Safair spokesman Kirby Gordon, whom, if you've ever flown on the flights or ever been on their airline, we all know who Kirby Gordon is because he does the video about safety and about flying on the flight. But Fly Safair spokesman Kirby Gordon said Mkhize would be placed on their no-fly list and will not be welcome in the future. Now, given that they're the most ubiquitous airline domestically in South Africa, providing the most comprehensive network, and she's a state employee who must ostensibly have to travel between Cape Town and Joburg at a minimum and other places, this will put a real crimp on her ability to perform her job. It's a long drive from Cape Town up through the Free State after going through the crew to get to Joburg. Long drive. Maybe she can get there with Airlink or Lyft. Also, she was arrested by the police and made her first court appearance just 2 days later on Friday. 2 days after Boxing Day, 20th December. That's shockingly quick. Meanwhile, we're still wondering when Munir Palapala will make his initial court appearance for money laundering and a host of other criminal complaints. We're just going to get old waiting for that. Well, what has not happened since Ms. Mkhize's arrest? While reporting on the matter accurately, South African media have been quite reserved in not baying for her blood or deeming her a racist, as they did in the case of Hank's Old Irish Pub, falsely, Ramon Kabanek, falsely, and Ronaldo Khoz, falsely. Uncharacteristically, there seems to be no rush to judgment among the usual social media glitterati regarding her vile abuse and racially tinged language. Now, isn't that surprising? While there are many white, black, and brown South Africans who've criticized her, the big names are pretty silent on this. To our knowledge, she's still employed by the South African Broadcasting Corporation, not suspended or placed on a leave of absence. Even with the holiday season, I suspect if her name were, say, Liesel rather than Nobuntu, she would already have been suspended or terminated from the South African Broadcasting Corporation, which of course is an extension or arm of the ANC. The EFF has not held a single rally against her racist behavior. Apparently, they care more about hair adverts than the violent, racially motivated conduct of a passenger on a flight, endangering the safety of over 100 passengers and crew. Also, while he's busy tweeting his days away, lamenting how 4.8 million white South Africans are racist, Action SA's Herman Mashaba is also silent on Nobs. Why? If he finds racism so vile, why is he giving her a free pass? Why is the former mayor of Joburg giving her a free pass? Folks, I don't expect anyone to comment or take any action, including personally attacking Ms. Mkhize. I'm simply pointing out the rank hypocrisy of the usual suspects. If she were a minority South African, especially a white one, her actions would have sealed her fate already, leaving emigration as her best future. But this is South Africa. She claims to be a caterer. So while there's a lot of noise today in the media, she will probably be fine and maybe even become wealthy, as her views and comments are not hers alone. Segments of society, especially among politically active caterers, share her views. Folks, if you doubt my assessment, notice the lack of outrage in the media, how she has not been targeted by cancel culture, and her obstinance. In spite of unequivocal evidence to the contrary, she denies she acted inappropriately, refuses to apologize, and has even threatened to sue the airline and the police. The sad reality is Ms. Mkhize will likely soon fade into obscurity, safe in some government job or working for the Economic Freedom Fighters or the Mkhonto-weSizwe political party. And she'll play the victim here. She already has, saying she was triggered. So let her be. You can only see justice if she were someone other than a privileged nouveau cater class patronage puppy. What say you, South Africa? Are you up in arms? Are you surprised by our behavior? Or is this just sort of the way things go? Happy New Year.